Like even as in terms of co-parenting relationships, if you are someone who is co-parenting, where you've started a new family, but there is, you're not being a barrier to the other parent, but you're not being a bridge either. It can be a hindrance for that child in what is blended, and that's why blended families go through it. I mean, it is challenging. Okay. And there are times where I receive bad advice in terms of co-parenting and starting a new family, but I don't have to blame anybody but take responsibility. And so God started to show me, about myself, and how I needed to handle communications and be a bridge and make sure, she is being cared for by both and or all of her parents, but the ones that definitely brought her into this world. And so God has been doing some amazing things in our life where we are not going to remain the emotional age of, I don't want to talk, or I don't want to handle this, or I don't know if I'm going to be okay. God is like, you're going to be okay. I'm cultivating you. I want you to grow emotionally. I want you, like, you have divine intelligence in you because of the Holy Spirit, and so how do we know that God is at work? You see the fruits of the Spirit in your life. Right? So now I have a great co-parenting relationship, right? And where there are healthy boundaries. Now I can say that, and I can help other women who don't want to be a barrier, but also are not being a bridge because they are thinking worst case scenario, or they're trying to save their child or themselves from the fear from rejection, right? Because all they saw was historical inconsistency. So they're like, okay, I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to, but as long as that child is under the age of 18, we can't just turn a blind eye like Eli. We got to help them out. So anyways, that being said, all of that is why she's done certain things or made certain mistakes. And we all make mistakes, but sometimes we forget how we contribute to it. But we don't, it's not about being in condemnation or feeling guilty as a parent, but really giving it, casting your care to the Lord, no matter how old your child becomes, where may be adults, but they're struggling with adulting. I came for that parent today to encourage you. It's not too late. If God is leading you on a fast for your child, fast for your child, pray for your child, right? Instead of enabling your child, but pray for them, because that's going to empower them. Give your child to God, because there are some things that you cannot do that only God can do. And you may be the vessel, of course, that he uses for a prayer or fast, but that is your new posture, parent. And so, and I've gotten her therapy, which is great, right? But then God said, do this. So, and I didn't even know, again, after I finished the fast last week, this is what he did. She went on this trip with our church, with the youth group, to something called Collide. And they do camping things there, and they do worship there. And she's very much someone who's like shy and to herself, and will keep her many mental struggles to herself, because she also learned it from somebody, right? And so where I'm being more authentic and encouraging conversation, she does come to me and we talk, because I'm a safe person, I'm a safe space. And she also has her person, her therapist, but also we're growing in God, because her foundation wasn't in church either. There was church hurt when she was born. So the first 7 years were not in church. So there was more of the world in her. I'm just trying to give y'all context for what God did, so you really know. He came against death in my family. 4 days of fasting is coming up against what you thought was dead, or what you doubted, or you're like, God, I don't know how this is going to turn around. Okay. But I picked her up on Sunday. She said, Mom, there's a lot of drama there. Da, da, da. But then I went, listened through all of that. But then she said, Mom, they asked if we wanted to worship. And I said, okay. And I said yes, to my surprise. And she went to the front and she gave her life to Christ, y'all. And she rededicated her life to Christ. Either way, there was some uncertainty in her, right? Even spiritually. And she rededicated her life to Christ. And do you know death has been defeated in my child, y'all? Death can be defeated in your child. It doesn't matter if they're atheist, agnostic, if they are Christian, but disconnected from God and they're doing their own thing.